What's up, losers? Today I'm back with more r/fatlogic action. Taking a look at a few posts and sharing whatever half-baked analysis I can come up with. This is episode 66 in the fatlogic series. And I'm ready to go. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I broke a chair just sitting in it. And family made me feel worse about it. I'm by far the biggest person in my family. And my ED is screaming. I was feeling pretty good this morning. But just remember that it was the chair that failed. Not you.
Ha ha, oh wow. This is beyond parody. It's the chair that failed. Really? We're putting the blame on inanimate objects now. Are we? Cool. I'm not going to speculate on exactly how large someone would have to be to break a chair just by sitting on it. But it's probably safe to assume that they're well beyond a weight that would be considered at all normal or healthy. Like, chairs are literally designed for people to sit on them. And it's not as if the chair's designers would have been unaware of the existence of fat people. They probably did their best to make the chair as strong as possible. And it still broke. So yeah, right out of the gate, the post is painting a pretty bleak picture as far as the extent of this person's weight problem. Moving on to the family's reaction. I have somewhat mixed feelings. On the one hand, it's not nice to put someone down over something that they didn't mean to do. But at the same time, I'd like to think that a moment like this would serve as some kind of wake-up call for the poster. That drastic changes need to be made. And fast. Being completely real. And I know this is mean. But you shouldn't need your family's mean comments to feel embarrassed that you were fat enough to break a chair. You should feel embarrassed all on your own. At least, I know I would. But instead of taking this moment, which seems almost like a sign from the universe, of the necessity of change, the poster is only concerned about her ED being triggered. Which, I'm sorry, I just can't bring myself to take seriously. I can accept that someone might be dangerously restricting and not be underweight. But when you're so obese that you're breaking chairs, it's not dangerous restriction that you need to be worrying about. It's dangerous overconsumption. If having your family respond poorly to your breaking the chair is making you rethink your present relationship with food, then more for the better. As far as I'm concerned, harsh though that may sound. Oh yeah, and needless to say, I will not stand for this chair slander. The chair did nothing wrong, he was just trying to do his job. Living his best life, and this person came along and broke him. How sad. #justice for Mr. Chair. Haha, but anyway, moving on.
I won't lie, walking into store after store, and saying to my mom, "Oh, they don't sell my size," got to me a bit. And even if they did sell my size, it was almost always sold out. So to not fitting in public transit seats very easily, having seat belts be super tight, or not fit at all, or struggling to fit up staircases in the castles. It's crossed my mind a few times how much easier it might be if I lost weight. I can't deny that being smaller has its advantages, especially in the UK. I want to deny it all, but I can't. But this is my body, and I appreciate all it does for me, not the issues it may cause, or what it can't. And if it means there is some struggle or hardship accompanying the appreciation, then so be it. I'll be over here celebrating that my body took thousands of steps across 2 nations. The best it could. It climbed those staircases in the castles, even though it was hard, and sat out the ones that didn't feel comfortable. It knew when to take a moment to rest. I'm done trying to change myself. I'm now about adapting, and working with what I have, and celebrating what I can do, and that's good enough for me. And yes, I know I have size privilege. As a size 18 to 20 person, not everyone will share my experience. I'm just sharing my personal circumstances.
Man, some of these posts about accepting your body as it is, and being totally resigned to one's limitations, can be really depressing to read. Like, these people probably watch Rocky, and want Rocky to forfeit ahead of time. Because Apollo Creed was a better boxer. Where is the fighting spirit? Where is the fire? Where is the willingness to overcome personal adversity? I don't get it. What's more, it's not like the problems identified in this post are just minor issues that can easily be overlooked. Like, not fitting in public transit seats. Being unable to buckle up your seatbelt. Those are pretty significant things to be dealing with. That should be setting off major alarm bells. Especially the seatbelt thing. I mean, that could genuinely get you killed. Aren't you even a little concerned? I sure as hell would be. As a side note, the complaint that the staircases in the castles are too narrow is pretty funny. Like, what are we going to do? Bulldoze historical sites, and rebuild them so that they're more accommodating to fat people? To be fair to this poster, they don't actually say anything like that. So I'm not trying to put words in their mouth. I just thought it was funny to think about. The final thing I have to say to this poster is, your body didn't take those thousands of steps across 2 nations. You did, and you're right to be proud of that. But instead of using that pride to console yourself over your failure to lose weight, why not use it as motivation to try harder? Your current body might have taken you pretty far, but a lighter body will take you further. And I shouldn't have to say this, but I feel that I do. It will still be you in that lighter body. You are not somehow abandoning who you are, or whatever, by dropping a few pounds. You're just making yourself healthier and more mobile, so that you can continue to experience the world as fully as possible, for many years to come. And, I don't know, that seems like a pretty good deal to me.
Center, fat phobia, disordered eating. One side effect of talking about fat phobia all day is that it triggers my disordered eating habits of skipping meals. Lunch is my main meal of the day, but I have no appetite because I'm nauseous from the combination of adrenaline and anxiety.
Well, I can't help but feel a little torn about this post. Obviously, I wouldn't want anybody to be so riddled with anxiety that they're unable to eat. That sounds awful. So from that standpoint, I would suggest that this person take a step back from the whole talking about fat phobia all day grind, for the sake of their own mental health. At the same time though, if the poster is obese, which, in my experience, most fat activists are, it probably isn't hurting them to skip the odd meal here and there. I wouldn't necessarily advocate for skipping meals as the best way of going about weight loss. But it's better than doing nothing. So, yeah, from that standpoint, maybe we should be encouraging their activism. I don't know. Overall, I think I'll call it a wash. Talk about fat phobia all day. Or don't, it makes no matter. Oh yeah, as a final note, when this poster says that they're feeling adrenaline from calling out fat phobia, is that a joke? Like, it hardly strikes me as the most exciting activity in the world. You're not skydiving, or water skiing, or something, haha. You're just angrily typing out tweets that hardly anybody will read, and even fewer people will take seriously. But to each their own, I guess. I'm hardly in a position to judge, considering how mundane most of my hobbies are, and how much time I spend making videos responding to fat acceptance silliness. I guess if engaging in activism is what gets someone out of bed in the morning, that's worth something, even if the activism itself is totally pointless and detrimental to society, haha. At any rate, that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed reading the posts as much as I did, and that you got something out of the commentary that I was able to provide. What do you think? Was it the chair's fault that it broke? Should castles be knocked down and rebuilt with more spacious staircases to accommodate fat people? Does calling out fat phobia give one an adrenaline hit? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or I'll secretly tamper with the legs of your chair, so that next time you sit down, it'll collapse underneath you, and everyone will laugh, and it'll be super embarrassing for you. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.